In this episode, we sit down with Karina Rykman, New Yorker and bassist extraordinaire.
I came up with my band literally not having a chord progression in my name. It's an intense, not new desire, but it's a desire for sure. Just because I've seen what it feels like. It's very intoxicating to have people sing your songs back at you. It is very intoxicating.
Oh, that's so cool.
And to see like Joyride, my song, like it's being played on NFL football games, like it's being played on the radio, like all these things where I'm just like shit, like that's crazy.
So we talked about this. Maybe it was yesterday, but of course, you don't remember this. It was years ago. Mm-hmm. I hardly remember it, but our mutual friend, I'm going to give her a shout out for making this happen. Bryna Stiefel.
Love it.
My all things New York for me run through Bryna.
I love that.
And that includes you. And she took me to the Brooklyn Bowl many years ago and said, you got to meet this young gal, bass player, Karina. You just have to. And your mother was there as well.
Get out.
So I remember.
Was I playing? I was playing.
Yeah, you were playing.
Okay, great.
Yeah, you're playing.
Because my mother doesn't go to much that I'm not playing. So that was that'd be a dead giveaway.
Yeah, we weren't just hanging, But she was there, and we watched side stage, and I talked to your mom. And
that's so nice.
So all these years have passed, and
wow,
man, you've ascended in my book.
Oh well, thank you.
So
thank you.
And you really are a true New Yorker yourself.
As true as it gets, baby. I'm in there.
Yeah.
I'm in there. Yeah, never leaving. Born and raised, Manhattanite. I'm hardcore about it.
Very good. I'm that way about San Francisco, so this is a good match.
That's awesome. I love San Francisco.
So we have both.
Love. Yeah, exactly.
We have the coasts, the flyover states. I'm sorry. Anyway.
Oh boy.
Yeah. All right. So now I'm in trouble. But so let's. You're sticking with New York and your parents.
Mm-hmm.
So your dad, with a very well-educated family. Can I put it that way? Tell me about your folks and your grandparents and that.
Oh man. Did you check out the Wikipedia?
I did. I went to Wikipedia.
Good for you. Good for you.
Might as well. I mean, started there anyway.
It's a good place to start. I have very intellectual parents, and it's a beautiful thing. My parents both teach at Columbia. My dad's a philosopher. My mom's a French professor and head of the French department at Barnard. And my dad's dad was who I never met, but God rest his soul. Yes. He invented basically like random access memory among a mother. Like he had 109 U.S. patents and crazy shit. And then his dad founded UNICEF.
Wow.
And did all kinds of crazy stuff, man. Yeah, no, and I play bass. So
yeah, well that fits.
Exactly. Well,
I
appreciate that it does in your book. It does in my book too, but some people don't see it that way. But they definitely do, which is really cool. And I have, I always say my parents are very, very, artistic leaning academics. You know what I mean? And my dad is a philosopher, but does a ton of, a lot of modern artists, have him write the catalogs to their, or write the foreword to their catalog, and he's tapped quite a bit to philosophize about art and about architecture and really cool shit. So they definitely saw that I only had one interest, and it was music, and they are very much like that with their fields and are very so it's. It might seem like, wow, Karina plays rock and roll for a living and comes from this very brainy background, but I think it's all sort of part of the same thing somehow.
You agree with me? It fits.
I agree. It fits.
Yeah, I mean, at least you're not a drummer. No.
No, exactly.
That might have been that might have thrown it off a little bit.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but I think there's an intellectual aspect to the music you play. I mean,
Thank you.
Would you say that?
I would. I definitely would, and I think there's an intellectual aspect and about so much of what this is that I think a lot of people don't give enough credit to. But there's and especially in improvisational music, there's a huge sort of undercurrent to me of seeking for something larger than the sum of our parts, tapping into all sorts of, kind of human desires and behaviors and all these things that, one grapples with in philosophy and in life and through the 12 notes,
And then getting to the edge where all the magic happens.
We love that. That's what we do, man. It's crazy.
It's what the fans love. It's what you love, right?
I love.
Yeah. Were you on, did Reed Mathis interview you for his podcast? Do you know? You must know Reed.
I know Reed very well.
Yeah.
I haven't done Reed's podcast yet,
okay.
but he, spoiler alert, I think he's about to sit in with me at my set, which we will load into very quickly.
Today?
Yeah.
So today? Oh, good. Oh,
yeah.
I'm going to go say hello and watch your set, I think. Yeah.
We did a podcast once, me, Reed, and Chris Wood.
Okay.
And that was very, very cool.
So Reed did I want to say a 12 or 13 part special on the gifts of improvising. And he had Marco Benevento on. I know you have some very close connections there.
Well,
just a bit.
Just a bit.
Which we'll go to in a sec. But it's all about that. And
cool.
so we interviewed him. It was almost like a 45-minute interview as an intro to his entire podcast series.
Wow.
So check it out.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
I look forward to checking that out.
And tell him that you want to be on.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, come on.
Tell him Dennis got you on Tales from the Green Room. What about me?
Yeah.
So very good. All right, let's talk about High Sierra.
Yeah.
Because this is such a, to me, special. How about you? Have you played here before?
This is my first time here at all. And I've heard about it for many, many years. And Marco Benevento, who you mentioned, Marco has such a super deep history here, and met his wife here, and and of course my friends Andrew and Brad Barr and Slip and all kind of his posse from like the late 90s, early 2000s, really found themselves here, you know what I mean? And I feel just because of my closeness to Marco and those guys and Reed and the Jacob Fred people, all that stuff, I feel like I have a pretty good understanding of the significance of this festival and where it sits amongst the pantheon of festivals that we have in this country that I'm very lucky to play now, which is incredible. But it's my first time. I've never even played it with Marco, which seems nuts.
Yeah.
And it's conflicted with Peach Fest for the last, I feel like I've gotten an offer for it for the last few years, but we couldn't swing that and Peach Fest. But now Peach Fest is no more, RIP, and we're here.
Yeah.
And I'm delighted. And we played the main stage last night. It was so fun, so awesome, and we're about to play the Big Meadow stage real quick.
Yeah, here we are in between.
Isn't that crazy?
I love doing that. We saw your set. It was awesome.
Thank you.
I love the vocals and the lyrics.
Oh, thanks.
So these are a lot of your original songs?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I write all the lyrics.
All of them.
This is a revelation, must be Tuesday. You got me twisted again, there's no occasion.
What did we maybe covered two things last
Yeah,
night.
I was
We've
seeing-
covered Chaise Long by Wet Leg, and we covered Genius of Love by Tom Tom Club,
Right.
but the rest is all my
All you, and it's
all
just,
my doing.
Yeah, it's cute. It's I don't know. It's a lot of things, but it's really
Thanks.
cool.
I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
and the
Thanks.
crowd seems to love it, and you feed off that, don't you?
Oh, don't I? Do I ever?
Do I ever?
It's a sickness. It's a real sickness.
It is. No, this is what it's all about.
Yeah,
right?
but you should be, we gotta work on, how much I feed off
Oh,
of
I
it.
see.
You know what I mean? It's
Okay,
like, I'm like,
yeah.
oh yeah.
I
I don't do drugs. I barely drink ever, but I'm a glutton for this stuff, and just performing live is like
I don't think you can overdo it. I don't think you can overdo
Thanks,
it. Yeah,
thanks.
Yeah, and
I'll
you're
tell
not.
everybody else that, yeah.
Tell your parents. Yeah. Tell your mom. I got a little. I mean, this is probably I hate to give comparisons, or just something that it reminded me of these early Blondie
Cool.
Songs where she would rap in the middle of the song.
Oh, I love that.
You know that, I guess Rapture was one of those
Great,
songs. And
sure.
yeah, and I was feeling that, but of course without all the beautiful improv that you had to it. So
Well,
good-
thank you.
Good times. Good
That's
times.
a great. I'll take that.
Okay, I'll
8
take
days
it.
a week.
Yeah,
I
it's-
love Debbie.
all
Love,
right,
love.
all right, good.
Since I was really that's like a a cornerstone influence for
Oh,
me.
good,
for
because
sure.
I took a chance on that
Oh
question.
no, that's good. No. I mean, you'd be I'm you'd have to swing pretty hard in some crazy direction to not hit something that I'm influenced by because I'm pretty deep
That's-
in terms of like, you'd be like, wow, really? Like, you know, I have very wide ears, but that's, I mean, that was right on the, that's right down the
That's
middle.
right down the middle.
Right
Okay.
down the middle. I'm just
All right.
saying, you know.
I'm hitting one.
But you could say, you know, this is some really esoteric jazz thing or some really esoteric metal thing, and I would probably be like, oh yeah, huge influence.
Of course, right?
Yeah.
Huge influence.
Which I wouldn't be lying.
And you had so your schooling, your training, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's just call it your education. NYU.
NYU.
Is that right? Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the program
The
there?
program is called Gallatin, the School of Individualized Study. For those of us who are, you know, self-motivated and want to create our own curriculum and do our own thing and be very emboldened in that. So in Gallatin, you can take classes at all of the NYU schools to best serve your concentration, which you get to invent and you get to name. Next question, I'll tell you exactly
Yeah,
what
go
mine
ahead.
was called. Yeah, invention and distribution in contemporary music.
That was your
my concentration.
That was your concentration.
That's right.
And how far afield did you go when you had to grab some other courses here and there?
Not far.
Not far.
You
Yeah.
know, we have songwriting and music business 101 and a class on Nirvana and a class on Paul Simon. It wasn't far. But I got credit for what was actually my full-time job at the time, but started as a internship for a company called Rocks Off in New York that put on shows on boats that would go around Manhattan for 3
fun.
hours. Yeah, so I took 3 classes a semester, but got a full 4 credits for my job/internship.
Right.
Nobody knew it was my job, but it was.
It was.
It became my job.
Now we can say it all
can
these
say
years
it.
later.
That's
yeah.
right.
That's what I call early ingenuity on your part.
Amen.
Right?
Oh yeah, no, I'm full of shit like that. Yeah,
You
yeah,
have to be.
Totally. From New York.
Yeah, New York, right. That's the part of the survival.
We have to be wearing 12 hats and, you know.
So,
figure
okay,
shit.
other than the schooling,
Yeah.
Take me back, because before that you were dabbling, if you will, with music.
Oh, I will.
Picked up your first guitar at how old?
12.
12, okay.
12, yeah. Yeah, I was in my first punk band, age like 12, 13, called False Arrest. That's where it all started. My friend Bobby in 8th grade, you know, taught me Seven Nation Army on a guitar that was kicking around during recess, and I was like, what? Are you serious? I can do that? And he was like, yeah, just put your fingers on the frets, move them around. I was like, what? And then from that moment on, it was really, that was game over. And before that, we were just talking about this the other day. It's like, I used to skateboard, I played sports, I like did all kinds of like tomboy shit. And that all went out the window from that moment on. It was only music, 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 music. All my friends were music, if I wasn't playing music, I was seeing it. I was, you know, deeply, deeply fixated on knowing everything.
And that's when your folks said, okay, this is
oh
what
yeah, they
she's-
were like, oh shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay. Oh shit, but okay.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
And not oh shit in like a fucked way. It
No,
was
no.
more just like, oh, like
Interesting.
she's like really into this.
Yeah.
Like in a certifiable way. you
Yeah,
know?
and then you start following that passion, and all these doors open up, don't they?
Sure,
You know, if
sure.
you just keep going that way, or for your heart, follow your heart.
Yeah, man. But I played in like 5 bands going nowhere for a really long time, and with no. Like it wasn't. I never, ever, ever, ever. I wish I was a little more naive and a little more deluded. Honestly, like I'm way more naive and deluded now than I was then. As like a young teenager and a person in my early 20s and stuff, I really thought there was no chance I would be a professional musician. Like there just didn't. I always thought I'd work in the music business, always, because I worked for a management company. The summer between 10th and 11th grade, between 11th and 12th grade, I worked for Relics Magazine. Then 12th grade, the summer between 12th grade and NYU, and then for the next 7.5 years, I worked for that company, Rocks Off, and I ended up as the GM. I made a whole salary. I was like, this was my whole life. Like I was working,
Yeah.
you know, and playing in 5 bands at the same time, and getting kind of cool, illustrious gigs. Like I was on the Today Show with Julia Michaels backing her up. I played on America's Got Talent in the backing band. Like I was doing shit for sure.
I'll say.
But I never ever thought that would parlay itself into like a real life where you play music.
Like
for
you
a
can
living.
make music, play music for a living.
I never ever. Like there was not a part of me that thought that would be a thing, but I also didn't write songs. I didn't write my first so I joined Marco Benevento's band when I was 22. And that was the watershed moment of my life where it was just like, oh, wow. You know what I mean? Like somebody I admired so much, like in a real band that really toured, that really had fans and like stuff, you know what I mean? And like that I respected so much. And that just brought attention to me as Karina Rykman, the instrumentalist, you know? which was insane. And so I'm getting interviewed by this and whatever, and I saw you here, I saw you that, like all those things, you know. And then it wasn't until I was 25 that I wrote my first song for my shit, you know. So it was a few years after that.
People were telling you if you really want to continue with this, you have to do that, or did you do it on your own, or both?
I you know, once, you know, I love show business. Like, I love this shit. And once you get a taste of being the talent, quote unquote, like, I didn't want to let that go in any regard. But again, like, I sort of was like, I'm the hired gun in this band. That's awesome. And by the way, Marco's version of what a hired gun is very different than most people's version of what a hired gun is, if you know what I mean, in the sense of just like, you know, I was so emboldened to be myself and like didn't ever have to sacrifice any second of my own jubilation or any aspects of my personality, both on the instrument and off the stage and all those things. Anyway, but no, I met Adam and Chris, my bandmates, and I asked them to practice improvising with me because I got this crazy gig where it was going to be an hour of improv. Me, John Medeski, Billy Martin, Nels Klein, and Marco. And I was like, guys, like, and those are my buddies from NYU who are like great improvisers and great musicians. I was like, guys, can you like, we should just start jamming like all the time. Like, let's just jam. And they were like, yeah. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh, wait, like, this is really good, you know? And I sort of had this moment of just like, wait, this is, and then people would start calling, hey, Karina, can you put together a band for my benefit show? Like, you know, like whatever. And I was like, yeah, I'll just improvise with these guys, you know? And so the first year of my quote unquote band, 2018, we got all these gigs and all this attention. We were just stepping on stage with no roadmap, zero, not an A section, not a B section, not a cover, nothing, and just improvising from the ground up. And people liked it.
I'll bet.
And I was like, oh shit, all right. You know
I
what
have
mean?
a band.
Just totally. And then it just got kind of like we were selling out show. Like I was like, what the fuck is going on? This is crazy. And then I was like, guys, I think I gotta write songs. I think bands have songs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
With words, too.
With stuff, you know. Yeah, no, it's
and notes.
This is like the long-winded way of saying, like,
love
we don't have to trace the chronology through now because it's endless and, you know, there's many, many aspects of like, holy shit. But like, I feel like every step of it was just me like gaining the confidence to be like, oh no, like, I can really do this. I never sang. I don't fucking sing. Now I sing.
Now you
like,
sing.
you know what I mean? I'm
Well,
like, what? I don't write lyrics. I don't write fucking chord progressions. Now I write all that shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I was just like, okay, like, I don't know. I feel like I used to, just because I love music so much and I respect musicians so much that I would just put on a pedestal like the people who can do that. And I have had to waterboard that out of me so intensely in the sense of like, no, like, we have the same 12 notes, you know what I mean? Like, we have the same, like, and, you know, all those things. Like, you just have to not make it seem like these are unattainable things, writing songs, writing lyrics, writing, you know what I mean? Like, it's okay. We can write them.
You're okay.
You're good.
You're good, yeah.
You're fucking good, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
And anyway, and then they get better over time. You refine, you fuck around, you find out, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, it's been a long, strange trip is the answer.
Oh, that's going to take me right into... guess where that's going to take me. That's
Can't
it.
imagine.
I can't where that's going to take me. It's going to take me to Phil Lesh.
Yeah.
So I saw... We were in New Orleans at Jazz Fest, Tales from the Green Room. The only reason we missed the Phil tribute there is because we've done so many others for him, and not that we wouldn't do another. But,
Sure.
And we're based out of originally Mill Valley, so we're very close to Graham and the whole, and Elliott and everybody else that extends from there. How did you get involved with that crew?
Like originally?
Yeah, originally.
Oh God, I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
it just happened.
I was even. How did I get involved with any of these people? Like,
That's
you know,
true,
just
right.
like I was on the stage just now watching like Nikki Glaspie and Mike Dillon and Brian Haas, and I was just like, wow, like, and they're all like, hey, like, you know, playing, and I'm like, wow, yeah. These are my pals. Like, I don't know. I just by virtue of playing with Marco, playing festivals,
Right.
playing shows, you know, your name getting out there a little
Yep.
bit, being asked to. I've done plenty of stuff with Graham and friends,
Yes,
if you will.
yes, that's right,
Over
yeah.
the years, I even did Graham like led the charge on a Tom Petty
Mm-hmm.
tribute show that I did at the Brooklyn Bowl. many years ago.
Very cool.
Many years ago. Honestly, I was super fucking young when we did that. So I don't know, like that. We did John Perry Barlow tribute many years ago. Like I don't know.
So
just,
you're involved, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, you're squarely fit into the jam band scene, right?
I mean,
any way you want to look at it. I mean,
I would
squarely.
contest you.
Okay,
I would
yeah.
contest you on that. I would
Okay.
say I have found myself here. I love it here. Yes, especially in my sets here because it's so just very clearly that here. I've been pandering. I don't always pander.
Yeah, that's good.
At all. In
That's
fact, last weekend I played, it was me, Dawes, and then Talib Kweli for this whole other thing. And I played Z100 set. It was song, no jamming, song. Which I love as well. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know. And now I'm writing my second record now, and it's a lot of just psychedelic indie pop rock. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
That's like where so I would say, to say squarely in the jam scene
That's
would
a bit
be a
much,
thing.
yeah.
But what I would say is I love so much about the jam scene, and I love so much about so many different types of music and like all those things. And now that like, I want to write songs that are songs that I love. Like I love songs, you know what I mean? And that doesn't need to sacrifice the jamming and what we do with them live or any of those things. But like, to have an emphasis on that after all the shit where, I came up with my band literally not having a chord progression in my name is it's an intense, not new desire, but it's a desire for sure. Just because I've seen what it feels like. It's very intoxicating to have people sing your songs back at you. It is very intoxicating.
Oh, that's so cool.
And to see like Joyride, my song, like it's being played on NFL football games, like it's being played on the radio, like all these things where I'm just like shit, like that's crazy.
Yeah,
like
you're giving me a chill for God's sake.
it's an incredible thing. So like if I have too little percentages of a chance of having songs like make it to those ears, you know what I mean? Like in the sense of like I don't know, I feel like my music. Of course, I'll always have firm roots in the jam scene and nothing but reverence for the jam scene. But it transcends.
It's part of it. Yeah, it's part of it.
Transcends, and I can open for God knows who. Like opening for My Morning Jacket. Like, of course, we stretch out when we open for those guys. But like, am I leaning way more indie rock? Hell yeah. You know what I mean? When I'm at High Sierra, am I just gonna play my most bombastic, lunatic, fucking jam shit? Hell yeah. You know? So it's cool and it's great, and I feel like that's it's fun to kind of be able to do all that. And like, I'm gonna open for Portugal the Man in a little bit. Like that's so cool. Like to be able to like have songs that suit that. As well, you know what I mean? Like that's
what a range.
It's incredible. It's great.
To have that range just must be fun.
It's fun as shit because I'm such a lover of music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like, and like Clutch wanted me to open for them at one point. I was just like, dude, like it's like hard fucking rock, like with real riffs, like real fucking like like I don't know. I was so touched. They saw my show and I was like, what? Like. I'm gonna be like, take me on a joyride. And they're gonna be like, yeah, beer drinking, hell raising, like fucking bald dudes who are 500 pounds. Like that's awesome. Like, what are they gonna think about that shit? Like, but they were like, no, we love your shit. And I feel like sometimes people they see because I do like I'm eclectic to a fault, right? And especially in the live set, you're gonna see a girl singing ethereally, but then you're gonna see me playing crazy bombastic fuzz chords and fuzz solos and just doing all and whatever, and then. Jamming larger than the sum of our parts, and then going back to funk, and then going back to jazz, and then doing a little hip hop, all those things. It's in there. And
it's all it makes you.
Yeah. Amen. And so I don't know to have a show or a vibe or whatever that can transcend between sort of different.
Did you ever? I'm thinking about this. Did you ever meet Phil?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Did you play with him?
Never played with him.
Played with him.
Never played with him.
Because he would just what you just said. He would love that.
That would have been great.
That's what he was all about.
We met and hung a couple times, but nothing too profound.
Yeah.
I wish I had something other than that to say.
That's okay.
In terms of
personal relationship.
I mean, I'm super close with Mike Gordon. I'm super close with Dave Schools. And of course, I'm thinking about like, the great pantheon of jam band bass players, you know what I mean? And Phil I met for sure.
Yeah.
And I knew, but not the way I know
You could have
the
if you
rest
lived.
of them.
Yeah, if you lived in San Francisco.
Things could have been different.
Right,
Yeah.
Did you play at Terrapin ever?
I never played
You
at
never
Terrapin.
did,
I
okay.
went once.
Okay.
For a Phil and Graham thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
So that was that's just the way he just allowed the music to evolve and passed it down to
So cool.
Graham, and then Graham taking it now, what he's doing.
Yeah.
Is fantastic. When are you coming back to San Francisco? I ask personally and selfishly.
For the Dead and Company shows.
You are.
Yeah, and I'm gonna do that Graham thing.
You are going to do that.
Heart of Town.
Heart
yeah.
of Town. Okay, I wasn't sure if I saw your name amongst the many on
Amongst
there.
the 60,000 on there, yeah. Can't believe that.
Yeah.
How did you miss my name?
Yeah, I don't know. I read it fast, but
Just kidding, I'm
I
just
I suspected that you might be, which is
Yeah.
why I asked.
I'm really looking forward to that. That'll be really
It's
fun.
going to be. It's amazing what's going to happen that weekend. It's going to be like a convention.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, I was at DD50 as a rather young adult,
Yes.
if you will,
If you will.
and it's I feel like the rhetoric around that amongst my friends and the general people in our world is just like that changed my life. That changed my life. It's the best
Yeah.
best weekend ever, which I'm not disputing, but. It's nice to be here 10 years later, and just for me personally, like to think, like I really didn't have a song to my name then. I wasn't in Marco's band. I was working as a concert promoter, like full time. You know what I mean? Like my life was similar, but different. Like I wasn't a performer. Would I have wanted more than anything to have an opportunity to be on stage and play music? Are you fucking kidding me? Like if myself then could see myself now,
Can you imagine 10? Look what happens in 10 years.
It's crazy.
And 10 years goes like that, also, right?
madness.
You
Yeah,
know?
it kind of does. But
But-
also, yeah, it's complicated.
But then again, Andy Frasco said about his recent success.
I don't take it for granted because I feel like we worked our way up. We took the stairs our whole career, and now we're finally at the point where we're like, shit.
Wait,
It's
I think we're
crazy.
doing it. Yeah.
It's like, wait,
People come to see us.
you know when you work so hard every day and you just put your head down, you just keep working, you forget to smell the roses, and
Fuck yeah,
one
Andy.
day you wake up, I love you, thank you,
Love you.
love you too. Hell yeah.
yeah,
He said he took the stairs.
yeah.
He took the stairs.
I took the motherfucking stairs
Yeah,
too. That's
right.
the other thing people don't
Yeah.
necessarily, because I'm young, but
Yeah.
I've been playing in bands for really playing in them. Even if I keep saying I didn't see a path forward, it's like that doesn't mean I wasn't doing shitbag gigs for fucking years and years
think-
and years.
Yeah.
And years and
Oh,
years.
wait, how many
and
more?
years.
Yeah, all 10.
Yeah,
And then some before
and
that.
more and
Yeah.
more because I've been gigging since I was 12 or 13. You know what I mean? Like I was in that band, like swindling promoters in New York to let us play. You know what I mean? Like since I was 13. That's what we were doing in
I
eighth
think
grade.
that was your point. Your point is, don't worry. I had a lot of shitty bands that had no success and made no money. Is that what? Something like
the
that?
idea that there would be money.
Oh gosh.
There
yeah.
was not a semblance of an idea that there would be money.
No.
When I started getting paid from Marco, I was like, "What?"
What's
He's like,
this?
"Yeah, you're doing a gig. I'm gonna pay you for the gig." I was like, "Really?" Like that. You know what I mean? Like really, truly, just.
The naivety.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now things are very different.
Yeah.
you
No,
know?
all right. Give me a no.
Yeah, I'm like,
I'm not doing that
not
one.
getting on stage until the money is in the bank. No, just kidding. Just kidding. I'm not
I don't
like
see.
that.
I don't see you that way.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not at all. I'm
Yeah,
not at all.
yeah,
But
yeah.
now this is what I do for a living. Like it's just crazy.
Yeah.
It's just madness.
And so when did you? At what point did you go to your day job and say, "Guess what? I'm out."
A month before the pandemic hit.
Oh.
So like February 2020.
Okay.
Which. I was like, they say don't quit your day job till your night job starts paying. But
course.
boy, my night job had been paying, and I had kept that job for a really long time.
I can't imagine how beneficial it must have been or was
Yeah.
to have been in that sort of the business end of things, business side of things, whilst doing your playing.
Yeah.
But to be here now, because there's a lot of that stuff that many artists either don't care about or don't want to deal with or can't deal with.
In a big way.
In a big
In a
way.
big
And I
way.
would imagine that your experiences open your eyes to some of the things you need to have your eyes open to. Is that right?
Tell me about it. Tell me
Yeah.
about it. No, I wouldn't trade a second of that for anything. And to have 7.5 years of experience working, and also for the record, people are like, wait, how do you know every agent? How do you know every manager? How do you know all these promoters? I went to fucking Polestar every year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I sent offers. I booked. I know all the agents long before I was Karina Rykman, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? So now people are like, wait, huh? the girl from Rocks Off who booked, my band on the
You're
300
playing?
cat boat. Like, yeah, no, it definitely is transcended in funny ways in that regard. But, I met so many people. I learned so many things. I know the ins and outs of the business in such a way that I feel like a lot of people don't want to, don't care to.
Or can't.
Don't. And now, I mean, honestly, Charlie, my tour manager, has been with me for about a year now. But up until then, I did everything myself.
Ooh, yeah.
Everything in terms of like settling, advancing the merch, doing the, we used to get to the venue and I would set up my merch for 3 hours before, and the band would be ready to sound check. I'd be like, just one more thing, guys. I got to teach the guy how to use the Square reader so that we can accept card payment. You know what I mean? Like just crazy shit like that. And yeah, I don't know.
I do know what you mean because it's not unusual.
It's not
So
unusual.
many folks that are amazing bands, individual musicians,
Yeah.
are same thing. Hang on. Where's the other member of the band for the interview? He's at the merch tent.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean,
Which I love that shit and whatever, but it's just nice to have,
oh God.
especially for the settling and stuff like that. Like, and like I don't have to wear 800 hats. I can wear 700 hats and that's fine. Like,
But you also seem like you like to be amongst the people, so to speak.
I really do. I have the definition, the personality for that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm not at all like the, the recluse musician or anything
No,
like that.
I guess to run back here.
No, yeah. I'm
Even though
very
as we
much-
sit here back in this nice air-conditioned room.
Well, this is terrific. But no, I'm very, extroverted.
Yeah.
If you will.
Yeah, is that what you call it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that. This all transcends right to the stage,
Yeah.
and to this conversation.
It does.
Yeah. What's some other bass players that I'm sure there's so many. It's probably a terrible question, but some of the bass players that you really admired growing up, maybe not emulated, but admired.
Sure.
Or both.
The list
Here
is
we
a
go.
mile long. Geddy Lee, huge for me. Tina Weymouth, huge for me. Geezer Butler, Black Sabbath, huge for me. Cliff Burton, Metallica, R.I.P., huge. And then, of course, like when I got into, Phil and Mike Gordon and Dave Schools and like, kind of that other school, if you will,
Yes.
of bass players who, play moduluses with a pick, and that was sort of an eye-opening thing for me as a kid. James Jamerson, like there's so many, like, of all, Bootsy, we can't even go a second further without mentioning Bootsy. There's just a shit ton of them. And of course, I was lucky I had Dave Drywitz of Ween as my very, very close mentor. And so he taught me so much. And so, he would always kind of give me like loving shit about all the pedals that I would have and be like, Karina, let's just play some bass. All right? You know what I mean? And he would always like, I don't know, like little pieces of advice and little things that would stick with me. And he would, and in terms of like, sometimes I'd be like, Dave, I got this gig. Like I got to learn like 15 songs by tomorrow. He'd just be like, just make them all your favorite song. Or like little things that you just kind of keep going. So that's a level of, Ween is my favorite band, right? But like I had, the bass player of my favorite band, so I admire his playing so fucking much, but also I just could absorb so much wisdom and hilarity from
And
the guy.
you stumbled, I'm going to use that word very loosely. How did you get, I think I know the story, but into Ween?
Well, Ween is an interesting. I had a friend named Stephanie Sanders who was sort of a like a teacher at my sort of School of Rock adjacent program, if you will, who definitely burned me like a Ween compilation for, I want to say like my 15th, 16th birthday, and she was like, "You're gonna like this," and I was like, awesome. And I knew Dave, but not well at the time. And then I just got ensconced in that, and I really took to the music, and I took to all of it, and
there it is.
There it is. Yeah.
I see a lot of female bass players lately. Is that
Awesome.
Is that big deal, or is that something you're like, yeah, there should be more? Or it doesn't seem like it's that common until recently in my book.
Interesting.
But, yeah.
Interesting. I mean, I'm thrilled for like people like Blue to Tiger, who's my dear friend who I grew up with, having incredible success as a bass player, and like, she's her own Fender like custom thing, and it's amazing what she's done to like sort of, bring bass to the masses in a beautiful way, and of course my girl Laura Lee from Krungbin, doing the same thing in a different way, if you will, but like, so well respected and so cool. There are a million others I
Of
could name,
course,
but
yeah.
those two just come to the top
That's
of my
good.
head in terms of all that. And should there be more? Yes.
Yes.
You know.
Who knows why?
Who knows? It's
Yeah.
all, but it's cool, and it's nice. We have a nice little club, you know.
There should be more female musicians in bands in general.
There should be more female fucking carpenters,
Yeah,
dude. I don't
right.
give a fuck. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I don't know.
So it's kind of, when I asked the question, I go, wait, what are you talking about? Well, what I was thinking is I have a very good friend back in San Francisco named Angeline Saris, who's a female, but I should say she's a bass player.
Great.
You know, so she happens to be a woman. But,
We love that, yeah.
And I turned her on to you some time ago, so hopefully you'll get to meet her when you're in town.
I would love that.
Yeah,
That's so
yeah,
fun.
yeah,
Please, make it
yeah.
happen.
Well, we could make it happen. Yeah. So, do you know which of the nights you're playing?
The second.
The second night. So that'd be the second night is the Friday night.
I think that's right.
So it's very, it's all
yeah.
very confusing because.
Or rather, I'm playing on August 2nd.
Oh, August 2nd.
Sorry,
Okay.
sorry.
So that is.
I do believe. I hope
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
don't
speaking
know.
out of turn.
Well, we're
with
not
that.
going to say it unless it's right.
Great.
But,
I'll be there at some point.
At some point,
doing
what's
stuff.
confusing is that the Graham thing is Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
Yeah.
and then the Dead thing is Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
It's just so confusing.
And the after shows and everything that's going on around, I'm just,
It's madness.
I'm confused already about what to do when
Tell
I'm
me
there.
about it. Yeah.
But you know what you're going to do.
Well, at least that. At least
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Sort of. Yeah. You know. But you
You
never
stay
know.
the weekend?
Yeah, I'll be there the 31st through the 4th.
Oh, very
yeah,
good.
Totally.
Okay. We might have to track you down.
Yeah.
I know that you have a sound check or something or a
I do.
show or something coming up.
You know,
here.
quite literally both in succession.
Yeah, coming
Yes.
right up. And that's what we do here. So, gosh, thank you for sitting with us.
Pleasure.
I'm really happy to really talk to you like this as opposed to, sitting with your mom and saying, what is she doing playing this instrument? No.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, no, she's great. So, what do you just to let you tell us about what you have coming up? Anything you want to talk about or tell the folks?
I mean,
Records.
I'm working on album 2 in
Yeah.
a big way. But right now, you're catching me in the thick of the 2025 festival season, in which I literally play 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 festivals every weekend from late May through September 20th.
Okay.
So I'm living that life right now.
There
So
you
the
go.
days between, meaning Monday through Thursday of every week when I'm home, making filet mignon, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What's going on? It's very incongruous, in a great way, maybe. But yeah, I'm in the thick of summer festival season, working on a new record, and thrilled to be anywhere.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Well, we're thrilled to have you here, and thank you, Karina. I can't
Thank
wait to
you.
see what's next. The next 10 years.
Hey, let's do it.
If not the next year.
Right now, next gig.
Yes.
We gotta go. But
Awesome.
Thank you so much.